Are Twitter users next to utilize Bitcoin? How Jack Dorsey is extremely bullish on Bitcoin for Twitter. On July 22nd, during Twitter's Q2 earnings call, Jack Dorsey outlined his vision for the future of Twitter. His plans rely heavily on the success and integration of blockchain, specifically Bitcoin, into the ecosystem of Twitter that focuses on three main jobs. 1. News, which is what's happening. 2. Discussion of news and conversation. And 3. Helping people get paid. Saying, quote, every single person in the world has some need for at least the first two, and frequently the third building model like this isn't easy or fast, but its deliberateness ensures resilience and ever-increasing global value. He believes there are three trends relevant to the success of Twitter: AI, decentralization, and the internet having access to a global native currency, which is Bitcoin. Regarding specifically Bitcoin, he said, quote, with the global currency, Bitcoin, we can ensure people and companies completely trade goods and services anywhere on the planet. The ecosystem model will enable an experience where an individual or company of any size can tweet, reply, move to an audio chat, build a following, write a newsletter, charge for content, and eventually sell a service or good all in one simple flow. This is huge news for not only Bitcoin, but Twitter as well. Jack seems to still be very ambitious regarding Twitter, and it makes sense. This is just another example of how bullish Jack is on Bitcoin. He's betting the whole house on this, and that's no exaggeration. Let's listen to him during the call as he answers a question from JP Morgan about how Jack sees Bitcoin more deeply integrated with Twitter.
Jack, can you just talk more about how you see Bitcoin becoming more deeply integrated into Twitter, particularly around some of the newer products like super followers and spaces, and how that can drive both engagement and monetization for Twitter over time?
Yeah, so obviously I've been tweeting and talking a lot about Bitcoin, so I thought it was important that I explain a little bit more as to why in my opening remarks. I think, not focusing on the use case of the internet having native currency, and that Bitcoin probably is the best, actually I know it to be the best candidate for that role. That's what I think we should really focus on. If the internet has a native currency, a global currency, we are able to move so much faster with products such as super follows, commerce, subscription, tip jar, and we can reach every single person on the planet because of that, instead of going down a market by market by market approach. I think this is a big part of our future. I think there's a lot of innovation above just currency to be had, especially as we think about decentralizing social media more and providing more economic incentive. So I think it's hugely important to Twitter and to Twitter shareholders that we continue to look at this space and invest aggressively in it. And we're not alone here. I mean, look at what Facebook has tried to do with Libra or Diem, or not sure what they're calling it right now, but there's an obvious need for this and appreciation for it. And I think an open standard that's native to the internet is the right way to go, which is why my focus and our focus will eventually be on Bitcoin. So I do think it allows speed and allows a lot more innovation, and really opens up entirely new use cases for everyone on Twitter.
So it seems Jack really sees Bitcoin as this globalization of the internet, whereas currently any big international company still has to go through all these different hoops of supporting different currencies and different laws and different this and different that. And with Bitcoin, they could streamline all that and deliver services and goods to customers way quicker, way faster, way simpler. Hearing Jack talk on this call gets me really excited for the future of Bitcoin, but also it excites me about Twitter and Jack's other company, Square. Seeing Jack go all in on the future is refreshing to see from a powerful figure and gives me a lot of optimism for the adoption of Bitcoin and blockchain as a whole. What do you think? Thanks for watching. and I'll see you tomorrow.